This week on the Sports Desk, superstition and sports go hand in hand. So do curses. Step onto the court with the South High girls as they add a recent jinx to the list of obstacles standing between the Spartans and a CIF championship. Meanwhile, at North High, the Saxons have some young, talented athletes getting their playoff chops. No better time to log some experience than the present, right? And we're going to get a chance to hang with the most die-hard El Camino Warriors fan you're going to find. He knows his stuff, and he's not afraid to throw any punches about the Warriors' most hated rivals. All that's coming up this week and more right here on the Sports Desk. What's up, Torrance? Welcome to another week on the Sports Desk. I'm your host, Wan Hernandez. So we're right in the thick of the postseason here in the CIF Southern section now, and that's exactly where we'll kick things off on the show this week. 4 of the 5 Torrance football squads with playoff bids this month, and only one of them scored a first-round home playoff game. That should tell you a little something about the level of competition throughout the Southern section. Now, when we throw out the phrase rebuilding year, it's usually in reference to a team with low expectations for the present, building to compete down the road. A year ago, the North Saxons were one of the more experienced playoff teams with a roster full of seniors. While this postseason started off with a much shorter list of playoff-tested Saxons, it doesn't exactly fit the mold of a rebuilding team, considering the Saxons reloaded and fought their way into the playoffs with the number 2 Pioneer League seed. So, is it possible, even in the playoffs, the Saxons are building for their future?
The disappointing shutout loss to Bishop left the team searching for answers.
It's actually very, very depressing and bad for us. This isn't us. We knew it wasn't us. It just, I don't know what happened.
It's extremely, they're a better football team. They deserve to win, but just the way that we went out doesn't sit good in your stomach.
Head coach Todd Croce made a game-time decision to switch his starting quarterback to another position for the first half.
We tried actually our jumbo package, and we were going to run the ball a little bit, and that was hideous. So then we moved him around, and it's just we haven't had a consistent guy to throw to, and he's our best receiver, and so just trying to get him the ball in different places.
Yeah, it was also just because I was having asthma problems with my ribs and stuff. It was bothering me with my breathing. So they just had me sit out, rotate a few here and there.
Bishop Diego's defense put pressure on the Saxons' offense, which resulted in 4 turnovers.
Yeah, those are costly. It's a team game. It's not just one guy. So mistakes were made, and we weren't in the best position to succeed. And put it on the coaches. We didn't get our guys ready enough.
Coming into the game, everyone realized how hard it would be to defeat their opponent.
Well, we knew from last year, from the players who played last year, we knew that they were good. We knew that they wanted to come here and end our season. We knew that they were going to do anything they can to try to stop us. So we were definitely prepared in a good mindset that Bishop was a good team.
We played them last year here in the semifinals. We knew they were going to be fired up to come back and get us. And they're returning the majority of their guys where we lost the majority of ours. Nonetheless, 2 football teams got to go out and play, and they're definitely the better team.
With the seniors gone, it's time for the youngsters to step up.
All it is, all the young ones that played on this team, it's time to just prepare, all about preparation and get ready for next year.
Got to get in the weight room, get bigger, get stronger, and get focused, and as soon as we can, get ready for next season.
Thanks for that, Tamara. So the Saxons season ends, and it's time to get right back to work, apparently. No doubt Juarez will be a huge part of that offense as he finally becomes a junior next year. He's already got 2 seasons as a varsity starter under his belt. Also wrapping up their 2013 season at the conclusion of the first round, Bishop Montgomery fell victim to Oak Park in a blowout. The score was 27-3 at halftime, too much to overcome down the stretch, so that's going to put the kibosh on another Torrance school. Meanwhile, the Tartars opened up some eyes in their massive upset of the Montview champion, Azusa. The Tartars exploded out of the gates, outscoring Azusa 21-6 in the first quarter alone. That performance enough to earn a second-round game against Nordhoff. They'll aim for another upset here. If you remember Nordhoff, it's from last year's CIF championship game over North High, but the defending CIF champs won't be sleeping on the Tartars. Crazy coincidence probably, the last time the Tartars and the Rangers met, it was another second-round playoff game in which the Tartars won 34-33. Now, let's rewind a little bit to week 3 of this football season. West High's Craig Nouse had solidified his spot in the Warriors record books as the school's all-time leader in receptions and yards. That same week, Nouse broke his femur, effectively ending his senior season, and posing a serious obstacle to earning a Division I scholarship. His senior year should have been over. Instead, a month ahead of schedule, after the entire South Bay had tweeted the hashtag #DoItFor80, 80 did it for his team. Nouse, with an early return to the gridiron, his original timeline to be cleared and play again was supposed to have him on the field the week of the CIF championships. He blew that away, scoring a 60-yard touchdown in the Warriors' 8-point win over Canyon. Not bad for the guy's first game back. Nate Kataka stepping up and scoring 2 touchdowns for West, while Curtis Gulf gets the game ball for defense. He had an interception and the game-sealing fumble recovery to end Canyon's final drive. All right, break time, everybody. Moving from the football field to the volleyball court, we see the Spartans win there year after year. Think they've just got it made, right? Well, turns out there's something unexplainable, maybe even a little voodoo, working against the South's ladies. I'll tell you all about that when we get back.
Training is about more than muscle. It's about inner strength. So I push myself. That's why I serve in the United States Coast Guard. I train with the best, a team that shares my drive and commitment. We collect intelligence, guard our shores against drug smugglers, and keep our waterways safe, because our nation expects more.
If you expect more, maybe you were born ready. Find out at GoCoastGuard.com.
Hi, I'm Chris Burke, an actor who happens to have Down syndrome. Join me in watching some great stories about inspiring people with Down syndrome.
My name is Annie.
I'm a Salem Barlow.
I'm Margaret. I'm
Serena.
Jay Everville.
And this is my
great story.
This is my great story. You can watch at ndss.org/stories.
I'm Major Ed Polito, United States Army retired. We had just finished a mission, and as I was driving, I hit an IED. I experienced post-traumatic issues related to the experience, and then when they took my leg away, I actually thought about taking my life. What changed was I began to reach out for support and to think about all these things need to be talked about. And so I began my recovery and to see that my life wasn't over and that I could conquer my challenge.
Hey there, Torrance. Welcome back to the Sports Desk. The South High Spartans are a volleyball program we're all used to seeing compete for championships. They've won the Pioneer League title every year now, dating back to 2008, and they're not exactly a one-and-done playoff squad either. But dig through the record books a little bit, and you'll notice that there's this one particular postseason spot the Spartans haven't been able to jump over lately. Haley Outen explains that for you.
After sharing a portion of the Pioneer League title with the North High Saxons and losing a coin toss to give the Spartans a second seed in the playoffs, South had an easier first-round match at home, winning 3-1 over Rigetti High School.
We didn't know much about them, but we knew we just had to come out and play hard and push the whole way through.
We wanted to come out and be aggressive. We wanted to not sit back and wait for teams to make mistakes. We wanted to take it to them and force them to make mistakes. And just kind of, our plan was to win tonight and to move on. We wanted to play well to hopefully carry it into the next round.
And to the next round, the Spartans went, heading to Norco High School for a second-round matchup, which proved to be a tight game. But South prevailed and landed themselves a home quarterfinal match against Rancho Cucamonga. The Spartans were able to win in 3 games, but made it certain that they are still looking to improve as they head further into the playoffs.
We've really been working on defense a lot still and blocking and also keeping up our energy through the whole match.
So as South prepares for another home CIF semifinal match, there presents itself another interesting topic. The past 2 years, the Spartans have hosted and lost the CIF semifinals on Tuesdays. But even stranger than that, these Tuesdays happen to both be late starts at South High School. This year is no different. However, Coach Cooch is trying to not look too far into what could be considered a curse, but rather emphasizes that this year's team has proven that they are good enough to win and get to that CIF championship game.
I know we've been ranked in the top 4 or 5 pretty much all year, so semifinals, finals if we play well, that's kind of what we're hoping. When we play with intensity and the girls are having fun and they're diving all over the place and they're high-fiving each other, they're a fun team to watch.
There was the curse of the Bambino, and the Red Sox broke that. And then there's the curse of late start Tuesdays here at South. Whatever it is, we don't need an explanation, but all eyes are on the Spartans to see if this is the year they break that curse.
Well, we've been stuck in the semis for the past 2 years, so it'd be super nice to get out of the semis and maybe go to the finals.
We have the expectation of going far in the playoffs every year, and so, the last 2 years, semifinals, it'd be great to get past that and get to a finals.
If there is a year to get past this match and head to the finals, this would be the year that the Spartans have the players and experience to get the job done.
This team's actually got a lot of experience. We've got, of the 8 seniors, I think 5 of them were on varsity as sophomores. So, they've been to 2 CIF semifinal appearances. And one of our juniors, this is her 3rd year also. So a lot of varsity experience. Hopefully that'll make the difference.
Late start Tuesday and all, the Spartans hope that they will get their chance to see what some may call a long overdue CIF final appearance. From South High School, I'm Haley Outen for the Sports Desk.
Thanks for that, Haley. You saw there the Spartans steamrolled through the early rounds of the playoffs in just 1 week's time. And guess what's next? You can't write this stuff any better. Hosting the CIF finals this week against Oaks Christian, with the CIF finals coming up this weekend at Santiago Canyon College. But the Spartans are going to have to exercise some demons and get rid of that curse of the late start Tuesdays if they want to make that appearance. Meanwhile, the Pioneer League co-champs North High had their own busy week. They blast through the first 2 rounds during the school week, just like South. One at home, another matchup on the road before running into a tough Los Osos team. The Saxons took the opening set, and then facing elimination, they win a close 4th set. The 5th and final, another close one, but Los Osos pulled out the 2 points they needed in the end to put a stamp on another Saxons playoff squad. Bishop Montgomery also had their run. They opened things up last week, handling Esperanza at home in 4 sets. Ashley Murray led in a big way with 23 kills and 10 digs. Things got a lot tougher against Chino Hills in the second round though. Chino sweeps the Knights in 3 straight sets. So, Coach Keegan Featherstone's first season as a Knight, she gets a playoff win, and Bishop will go back to the drawing board to try and build on that for next fall. Okay, so that's the lowdown on all things playoffs as they stand so far. Same old story with 5 schools here in Torrance. There's always plenty of action in the early rounds, and we start to weed things down to just a few teams by the end of the month. That means when we come back, we have a little time to talk sports outside of the Southern Section playoffs, a special day for 2 outstanding local athletes, and one soaking up everything he can now in order to make some highlights on our show someday.
This could be a bicycle. Or a bag. This could be a robot. Or an airplane. This could be a playground. This could be a book bag. Or a soccer ball. This could be a book. This could be beautiful. This cannot be trash. This can all be recycled. Learn more at thiscouldbe.org.
We are this close.
We are this close.
To direct models.
We're this close. This close to making history.
This close.
Of 120.
We are this close.
We are this close.
This close.
This close to changing the world. We are this close to making sure no child suffers a crippling disease ever again.
We are this close to making history.
We are this close to ending polio.
This close to ending polio.
We're this close.
This close.
This close to ending polio.
This close.
We are this close to ending polio.
All we need is you.
All we need is you. All we need is you.
Is you.
We are this close. This close.
If we don't act now, we may lose this chance forever. Help Rotary make history at endpolionow.org.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Sports Desk. Here on the show, we're pretty lucky to see some talented young athletes come through Torrance School. They have in front of them. It's an exciting time for high school seniors to start making plans for their freshman year in college, a new team, a higher level of competition. Arena Ale, a former Division I scholarship athlete and Bishop Montgomery alum herself, gets a chance to share that experience with 2 current Knights as they lay out plans for their future.
Long Beach State officially added 2 new members to their 49er family.
volleyball standout Ashley Murray and basketball star Justin Bibbins.
I was thinking about what was best for me and what was going to help me in the future and in the long run. And at Long Beach State, I love that it's close to home. And I love the coaches and the players, and I'm really excited to be playing with them. And also, my main goal is to go to the Olympics, and they're known for putting players there.
For high school athletes, all the hard work and dedication spent perfecting your sport has finally paid off on signing day. But what exactly does it mean to sign with the school?
National letter of intent is just signing so that you know where you're going and to play next year. So when I sign, I know that I'm going to play next year at Long Beach State. And it's just a big day for athletes. You work all 4 years for this day.
Throughout the whole recruiting process, Ashley and Justin had their parents by their side to help with their big decision.
Well, the whole recruiting process, they helped me step by step. They were there communicating with coaches and everything, so they're probably the biggest impact on the whole process.
You know, all those things that people don't really think about is think they're going there to play a sport and that's it. And just for us as parents, telling them, hey, you know, you look at it from both sides, not just from the athletic side, but as well as the academic side, and she chose a great school.
We totally left the decision up to him, and we just said, you know, wherever you're going to feel comfortable. Long Beach was a place that he felt comfortable from the beginning. I think they play his style of ball, and I think it was perfect. Of course, I was happy that he chose Long Beach and stayed local.
So we have one player finishing off her season and not having to worry about college. But what's it like to sign before your senior season? Probably pretty nice to not have to stress about dropping 30 in front of college recruiters.
It feels good. That's what I wanted to do, so I can just play basketball finally without any stress on my senior year and just have fun. Do the things I need to do to win the games without just trying to think about my personal stats or anything. Just worry about just playing the game and getting the win now.
These two athletes were blessed with full scholarships to play at the Division I level. And according to both coaches, their humble attitude, leadership, and work ethic has kept them as role models to their team.
This will be his 4th year as a varsity starter. He's had a huge impact. I mean, he's a wonderful player, energy, and I think this year, even more importantly, it's his team, his leadership. He sets the tone every day.
She's really worked hard this year. I appreciate everything she's done for the team and the program, and I know she's going to have a bright future.
Thanks for that, Raina. On to some Elko football now, except we're not really going to talk about the players themselves. You see, next time you're at a Warrior game, you'll probably notice somebody patrolling up and down the sidelines like he owns them. He's not going to be in pads. Technically, he's not a coach either, but ask around the Elko locker room and you'll learn Ben Byers is as much a part of the Warrior team as you're ever going to find.
Like most 12-year-old boys, Ben Byers loves playing football.
I want to do drills, get athletic, because I'm going to be athletic. I'm going to be an athlete when I grow up as an adult. I like to bully the dummies, kick field goals, and throw 25 yards to the quarterbacks.
But there's one thing that he doesn't love about the sport.
The reason why I don't want to play football is because I am not into the contact. I mean, if you get too close, if you play as a receiver, you're going to get hit hard. Targeting, you're going to be targeting, helmet-to-helmet contacts. It's painful. I ain't gonna lose a piece of my ear what Matt Schaub did last year, or dislocate a knee, or injure your throwing hand.
So instead of playing the game, Ben gets his football fix by going to work with his father, El Camino College's coach, Scott Byers. Ask Ben about his dad's coaching career, and he probably remembers it better than Coach Byers himself.
My dad was coaching at University High School. We went 10-0 that was a year. And then my dad moved to St. Bernard's. St. Bernard's went 10-0, but lost to South High. And then he moved to El Camino for 1 year. It was a tough year. This year been moved good and not so good.
Even if Ben isn't suiting up, there's no denying his passion for the game is there. To him, a loss hurts just as much as it does to the team, especially at Bakersfield.
I hate that cannon. 8 times I had to hear it. Boom, 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 boom. I'm like, that kid's gonna be the death of me.
And as the Warriors' dedicated head ball boy, Ben already has people working under him at age 12.
My assistant, Chuck, he helps me out. He gives the ball to the rest during kickoff while I catch him.
Now that Ben's part of the team, he's even set long-term goals.
I think El Camino is a great football team. I hope we manage to go 10-0 the next year. But for the record, before I go to college, I want to make sure El Camino is the state champions.
While you may never see Ben Byers out in the football field making a tackle, just know football will always be a part of his life. For the Sports Desk, I'm Jenny Phillips.
Funny guy. Zero hesitation in letting us know how he really feels about Bakersfield College. I love it. Now, you'll notice Ben doesn't suit up. He isn't in highlights here on the show. That's because here at CitiCABLE, we understand that there's a lot of people and personalities in our town that really define Torrance's sports scene. So if you have any great story for us to share, just like Ben, fill us in. As you can see, there's plenty of ways to reach out to the Sports Desk, so you've got zero excuses. Make it happen. We can't wait to hear from you. All right, everybody, that wraps up another week with us right here on the Sports Desk. Great spending some time with you. We'll see you again.